Alright, welcome to my Let's Play of DFO, or Dungeon Fighter Online. I normally don't play MMOs, but one of my friends recently recommended this to me as he plays this game a lot. You may see him later in the game. But for now, I have played this a little while, so I know the basis of each class, at least. The Slayer is swordsman, and he also has like shadow powers. The Fighter is melee fisting, so I might use her, I'm not sure yet. I don't plan on using the Gunners because when I tried doing player versus player, or PvP, Gunners made me have a very bad day. I probably should have cried myself to sleep for how bad it was, but I didn't. So we're not going to play them, simply because they're cheap. Mages, I tried a mage, and it didn't end well, and I don't think you guys want to see me failing too much. So, well, that's weird, but... So, we're probably not going to go with a mage. The priest is probably going to be who I go with, because I like playing priests the best. It's either going to be a priest or a fighter. I'll probably go with a priest, and... What should we name him? Sure, let's try that. Successfully created. So let's start the game. Destruction yields creation. Therefore, we shall descend into the consumptive fires, only to arise glorified, a new creation from the ashes of destruction. From Terra, Book of Genesis 1, verse 18. Don't really know if that matters in this whole game, but... A series of disastrous events befell this world, leaving it in chaos. Events so cataclysmic that one could hardly imagine them to be pieces on a grander wheel of fortune. But even in the throes of agony and despair, the pieces began to fit in place. And though they might once have lamented these events, dismissing them as mere accidental tragedy, those consumed by destiny are seeing now the pieces converge to reveal a picture of their fate. Someone's dying. Bishop Mage Rosenbach. Magna, you've come. Yes, Bishop Rosenbach. I need to discuss matters with you. Walk with me. Sure. You're aware of the devolution, are you not? Yes, I've heard it's quite serious. It appears it is time for us to get involved. But Bishop Rosenbach, is it necessary when so many are already over the land? What do you think about Ozama? Ozama, you mean? Yes, unfortunately. It is the Ozama of the Black Crusade. That century-long period of war that both enemy and ally alike refer to as the Black Crusade. Its unyielding darkness, all-consuming and unforgiving, gave rise to an army of fiendish spirits, led by the evil Ozama. It was only through the sacrifice of many warriors and priests that we finally were able to confine him in another world, ending the bloodshed. But is it possible that the devolution will allow Ozama to return? Even if this mission calls for my death, I will do whatever it takes to stop that demon from coming back. As I expected, not a hint of hesitation. Your level of dedication is admirable, but... Pardon me, I shouldn't worry about such things. Please visit Grandis Gracia in Hendenmeyer. She is a young but admirable priestess. She will guide you on your path. Bishop, I will do as you command. May the divine journey protect you. Will the divine protect you throughout your journey, my young priest? Snip, snip. Now it begins. The reason for that last two slides is because not too long ago they changed the priest completely, as I've heard, and apparently he used to suck before, but he's now a lot better. But we shall actually begin the game. Where's Hendenmeyer? I have to find Lady Grandis there. I don't know which way to go, though. Yikes, I think I'm lost. I've changed the keys already for my keyboard, but basically move up and down, left and right, and whatnot. Help! It seems that our god already has a mission for me. Someone is yelling for help in this forest. Help! I'm over here. I'm being abducted by goblins. My voice acting is terrible, bear with me. Please wait, I'm coming. My god, lend me your strength. The goblins have awakened. Defeat them and rescue me. Then your attack button as shown, jump, and then your regular skill. You also have your skills listed down here, which I can hit a shortcut to do any of them. This is the one I did before, but I will be changing that shortly. Actually gonna go ahead and mix this around for a second. There. Now we'll start. They drop items, pick them up with the attack button, simple stuff. As you can see, it's not like WoW or anything, because it's much more combat-oriented real-time, with real-time. Ooh, purple already. Oh, I can't thank you enough for saving me. So you're a dungeon fighter exploring Arid? My name is Sarah Kierman. From here on, I will do what I can to assist you. And that will be the extent of my voice acting, so you don't have to hear it anymore. I can skip the rest of the cutscenes because they don't really matter. They're just sort of the talking that you get with any regular quest. So, go through and accept my quests and whatnot. Turn off tutorials, I know what I'm doing. Equip the shoes. So now we basically have freedom to do what we want for the most part. A key thing about Dungeon Fighter Online, however, is there are quests, which give you regular stuff. I don't have any. And then there are epic quests, which give you a lot more experiences, are more important toward the overall story. Yes, there is somewhat of a story in this game if you're really looking for it. Of course, if you really want to see it, you should play it yourself and not be watching this, but if you don't really want to play it and just want to see it and just want to see some gameplay, I can show it to you. I'm not entirely sure what class I'm going to go with yet. It possibly could be a Crusader. I won't go Monk because I don't really like Monks, but we'll see. It probably won't be an Exorcist. It could be, though. If you didn't know already, those are the only 3 classes available to the Priest. I can go in depth with them later. That last session was just for people who understand what's going on with this game, or have already played it. And so we just go through and kill some goblins. Chests usually don't hold anything in them, but possibly traps. But there is the occasional health boost item you can give you, sort of like power-ups for the map you're on. But not really any type of treasure or anything like you'd expect. You can also open up barrels later. I do plan on doing a couple fulls right away so I can get my levels quicker. A full would be a complete run of a dungeon without skipping straight to the boss. Because the reason that you even have the term full is because when I finish this guy, right here, this blue bar down here, your fatigue points, the number of fatigue points you have left is the number of rooms you can visit in any given dungeon. For each time you visit a different room, for instance, me going from this room back to this room or something like that, if, say, I hadn't explored this room, if it'll let me go back in, that would take me coming here right now, would make me lose 1 fatigue point. And it basically means you can visit 156 rooms per day. They reset somewhere at like 8 or 9, but where I live it's more like 11 or 12. So it might be a while before I have to run out, it looks like, because I've never actually ran out of fatigue, because it requires way too much time to be put into this game. I don't have that much time. I, of course, would be playing this and updating frequently, but for the most part, I don't play this like my life depends on it, because I actually have a life outside of the game. Oh no, that can't be true. As you can see, there's not a whole lot I can do right now. I can sort of swing my cross upward, and I can sort of grab you and toss you around, and that's about all I can do right now. Eventually I'll get a lot better skills, but for right now that's what I'm stuck with. And just like that, we finished our first dungeon, and we leveled up. So I'm going to pick up this money. At the end of each round of a dungeon, you get a rank, going from about E or so to about SSS, I believe. And you also determine, your rank determines how much extra you get, experience that wise, and there are also, the middle section was the more factors you can get. You can also pick through 4 items on top after every finish, and on the bottom you can pay a certain amount of money to pick particular to each dungeon that will allow you to get a bonus item or nothing, depending. It's sort of like a gamble. But I just finished the first dungeon. Woo! I also picked up a pot. Excuse me. Pots contain random items, whether good or bad, and you can actually get extremely rare items. If you're lucky. Usually they just have trash, though. I wouldn't go out of your way to get them. But just like that, we finished our first dungeon. And did I actually finish the quest? Ah! Oh, that's the first mistake I've already made today. I didn't actually talk to Linus to start the quest. Well, that's embarrassing. But, I guess we have to do it again. So we're gonna head back over to the village, or the dungeon should I say, and I actually have to do Lorien Forest again. Good concept to explain right now are the level of ranks for each dungeon. You can play on normal, expert since I've cleared normal, or there are 2 more of that of being masters and kings. Certain quests require to be on certain levels of the dungeon in order to get the things you require to complete them. What is going on right now? Why can't I don't want my cancels. That's probably why. But the game is pretty self-explanatory, especially at the beginning. There's not a terrible lot of deviation from what you can do. So, the first couple videos are going to be more boring than the rest, especially now that I've accidentally failed the first part by not talking to Linus right away. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. So we have to do the same dungeon again for a little while. I'm also going to have to do a similar dungeon. The second dungeon that you saw on the map is very similar to this one, just a bit longer. And I'm not going to do a full on this one because I'm just gotta finish it so I can be done with the Lorien Forest. As you can see, I already know some general combos. You've probably already seen me do it a lot. That right there was a healer. I'm probably going really fast because this game is pretty fast-paced. I'm sorry if you can't really catch up. If you're missing something and you need me to explain it, you can probably figure it out in the comment section. Post something and I'm sure to respond and tell you whatever it is I'm missing if you need to know something in particular. So I'm just gonna hurry up and finish him. The priest class doesn't do a whole lot of comboing until later in the game, or unless you're a monk, which is one of the subclasses as I mentioned earlier. So I just usually do super powerful hits a short number of times. So you're not going to be seeing me like being a slayer, one of the other classes, or the fighter, another class, that are racking up insane close range combos. And I'm not going to be like a gunner either, who is just all the gunner really does is combo. I don't really do that either. So it's not going to be all too flashy if that's what you're looking for in this LP, because I chose a priest. But got that other quest now, and also need to... I got an advanced quest already. That's kind of weird. We're not going to be doing that one for a while, but it's best to get it on my quest list right now. As you see, I've finished Expert, and now I've picked up Lorien Forest Masters, which is the next rank up as I was describing earlier. There are new quests. Yes, this is the map of the entire town section. We won't really be visiting too many of these places now, but this is at least what it looks like. My new quest is right there, talking with Linus again. Saria's Ring. Gotta retrieve it from Lorien Hollow, the next area we're going to. So after we finish this one and finish these 3 quests, what is going on? Huh, a glitch. Imagine that. Shouldn't take me too long. As you can see, the last boss we fought, the Goblin Thrower, actually appears now as a random enemy. So it was only a beginning area, which is why he was a boss there, to give you an easier time, but he actually wasn't really on the level of a boss, such as what we'll find later in the game, with Flaming Benochi and Ghoulish and things like that. Or even Shoda, I can put him in that category too. But yeah, as I've said earlier, it's not really going to be a combo gasmic type deal in this LP. So this fairy right here, the one that appeared after I bashed those barrels, is called a haste fairy. The level doesn't really matter too much. But what happens when I get it is I now move a lot faster. We're going to head over here and finish the room quickly. I don't feel like doing a full. This is also the only time you'll hear this boss music until we get to like level 30 or so. So, the new boss is a Tau Warrior. Oh, crap. That could have been bad. But simple enough. I got an SSS on this one too, which is rather nice. At least I know what I'm doing with the priest. That's getting annoying. Sorry about that. But as we saw earlier, I was picking up the items now. I can talk to her. She only sells one thing, but the main point of Dahlia is to repair your equipment so that it doesn't break in the middle of a dungeon. I'm just gonna equip the belt for now. Doesn't really matter about my armor type until later on, since I'm such a low level. I finished 2 of them, which means I didn't finish one. That's weird. Oh, should have done I have to do it one more time and finish the goblins. More amounts of fail than I'm used to, actually. I normally don't have to worry about that. Then again, I normally do fulls. I'm just not doing a full this time because of time. Which, I guarantee I've gone over the time for that I set for my recording, because the damn clock alarm didn't go off. So, we'll see. Ooh, little glamour glitch there. Texture fail. As you saw me right there, I'm glowing. Also, I'm glowing when I do my sort of swing up. It's called super armor. And basically what it does is it makes it so you can't stun me, such as if you hit me I'll have to rely on my hit recovery, etc, etc, so that I don't get comboed. But while I'm in super armor, you can't really move me at all until I finish the animation that super armor is supplying, making it very effective for, say, tanking an enemy attack when he's about to knock you down or something. That doesn't really apply too much in PvE, which is probably what I'm going to be doing, but in case you didn't know, there are 2 types of gameplay in most MMOs. There is PvE, which is called player versus environment, which there's also PvP, which is player versus player. Player versus player in this game is actually quite good. My friend does a lot of that I was mentioning earlier. We'll probably see him within a couple episodes. He might actually be on right now, even. Of course, I won't have him talk to me unless I ask him beforehand. So, not doing so hot right now. I don't know why. Oh, it's because I'm at an MP. Little blue thing on the right that's not so blue anymore. Alright, I got 3 MP. Finished them well enough. And another level up. Some materials. Got SSS again. No doubt that I got the goblins I needed this time. See, if you pay the gold, you might not actually get something you want. In that case, I got nothing, actually. Equip some armor, rings, whatnot. And sell the rest. I'm going to save this until I'm level 5 so I can switch weapons. But yes, we're going to finish up the last quest that's in this general area. Pick up the wooden cross there. Visit Saria one more time, who we can find in these sort of things. Go in, you can talk to Saria Kierman. Finish. And now I have to go see Punjin. But we'll do that next time. Next time on Let's Play DFO, we'll be adventuring into this left side of the map and getting into the actual town known as Grand Flores. Until then, goodbye.